myself inside all this tension, a feeling I never was expecting. I don't see the pros, don't know the cons, forget the whys. Do you know why? Triggered inside this situation, wonder if we maybe were mistaken. Don't wanna talk, don't wanna see, don't wanna feel it. What is left? I've been thinking about us and the things you say. How you don't feel enough to come share my bed. All I ever wanted was the truth, and I got it. Is it too much to ask? A little conversation, a minute's enough to work out the frustration. There's no need to make me bite the pavement. A little conversation. I don't want your love, just a little conversation. A minute's enough to work out the frustration. There's no need to make me bite the pavement. A little conversation. It hurts me how everything was wasted. Now all the nights seem so overrated. What was it worth? I can't take back, I can't stop feeling. How about you? I've been thinking about us and the things you said. How you don't feel enough to come share my bed. All I ever wanted was the truth, and I got it. Is it too much to ask? A little conversation, a minute's enough to work out the frustration. There's no need to make me bite the pavement. A little conversation. I don't want your love, just a little conversation. A minute's enough to work out the frustration. There's no need to make me bite the pavement. A little conversation. I just wanna lay here inside of your arms. Maybe we could jump back to the start. And you never would talk to me then if we never met, babe. If we never met. Is it too much to ask? A little conversation, a minute's enough to work out the frustration. There's no need to make me bite the pavement. A little conversation. I don't want your love, just a little conversation. A minute's enough to work out the frustration. There's no need to make me bite the pavement. A little conversation.
This is too smooth. I honestly didn't even really want to say anything on this, but it's what the people want. That's what I came here for. So we're gonna get into it. I like my coffee black, wife too. Don't turn this into no controversy. It's my boo. I can make $250,000 off a haiku, and I can make another quarter off at times two. If it's money on the table, I'll be on it like Bobby or Epic. You peep the aesthetic, it's hard to forget it. I hear you talking, but you're hardly right. I'm the voice of your prototype. Summertime and NY. Yeah. Summertime and NY. It's too cool. Get the drop tops out. Summertime and NY. It fits right. Yeah. Bottles over here. Summertime and NY. Summertime and NY. I'm talking 6 a.m. tea times. 18 with the mayor talking land banks. I waited for it, gotta get mine. Snag a seat up at the table if my man can't. Heading to a meeting worth $1 million with no briefcase. Just my mind in a free state.
Yo.
Vision, but it takes time.
What's up, YouTube? What's up, Facebook land? Come on in, join the conversation. A lot of folk got a lot to say. A lot of folk have a lot of things to say. A lot of people have had plenty to say. Let's see if anybody's going to show up tonight.
Started in the back office, now I run the front. Call the shots, make the deals, know the deal, know what's up. Too much for the books, then I put it in a tuck. Too much for the tuck, then I give it to my love.
No.
Once I make $1 million, man, $1 million won't be enough. Watch you fake the struggle while I get it off the hush. Now it's jet blue miles, Rolex dials, frowns turn to smiles. Summertime and then why? Now we come to an end. Summertime and then why? And the falls upon us. I want you to bring that energy summertime and run that thing back. Yeah. Until next year. Summertime and then why? Yeah. And why? Summertime and then why? Yeah. We gone.
Yo, what's going on, YouTube? What's going on with Facebook Land? It's your boy JD, aka Mr. December, and we are back with another video to remember, y'all. Listen, y'all are looking at the title, you're looking at the thumbnail, and we are going to jump into it tonight. And a lot of people have a lot of things to say in regards to Deion Sanders. A lot of things have been said, right? So a lot of people on two different sides of the spectrum here, but we're going to see if anybody shows up. If anybody shows up to give their thoughts on this. First, let me remind everybody that I don't care where you are, and I see Fishing Spot out in the comments. He's distracting me already while I'm trying to get through my introduction and my housekeeping. But it's all good to my man Fishing Spot Reviewer. So wherever you are, it's always summertime and then why, y'all? And we're going to get right into it. Let me give a huge shout out to my man Cool Cat. He is all the way over across the pond, and he comes to see us each and every week. So big shout out to Cool Cat. Then we got to give a different kind of shout out to our friend, everybody's friend and brother, the Fishing Spot Reviewer. But we're going to give you a different kind of shout out. And yo, you see what it's for. Matter of fact, that's for last week. What's going on, everybody? Also, I want to give a huge shout out to Zolani's Cosmetics, y'all. Y'all been hearing me talk about it the last couple weeks in the stream. Y'all need to go check that out. Check it out. I promise you, they have some great skincare products over there for men and women. It's cuffing season is what people call it now. So your skin can't be rough. You understand, when you cuddle up next to your boo thing or whatever. So get you some Zolani's Cosmetics, y'all. I will put the link down in the description if you're watching this on the replay. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to put your comments down in the comment section as well, and let us know what you think about these topics that we're getting ready to talk about tonight. It's going all over the world, y'all. All over the place. It is... Oh, I need y'all to subscribe to the channel, please. Please subscribe to the channel. Subscribes and likes are free, y'all. So it would really help your boy out if y'all would like the video, share the video, and to also subscribe to the channel if you have not already. We thank y'all for joining us now. Y'all are looking at the title and you're looking at the thumbnail. And y'all, people are mad at Deion Sanders for leaving a HBCU for a PWI. Now, for those of you that may not know, what is a HBCU? Well, a HBCU is a historically black college. A historically black college or university, right? What is a PWI? A PWI, for those of you that don't know, a PWI is a predominantly white institution. Now, who's really mad here? It's mostly black folks that's mad at Deion Sanders for deciding to leave Jackson State University, right, in Jackson, Mississippi, to go be the head coach at Colorado. Now, Deion Sanders has been at the Jacksonville University. He's been at that university for 3 years now. And during that time that he's been here, y'all, he has brought a lot of notoriety to a lot of people, actually. HBCUs, notoriety that otherwise has not been there for a very, very, very long time. A very long time, right? So this year, Deion Sanders led Jackson State University to their first undefeated season. And then what else did he do? He led them to their first SWAC championship. That's the division or what have you, for the lack of a better word, in the SWAC here in the South. Now, people are mad. Why are they mad? Y'all do me a favor, like the video if you have not already. Like the video, share the video, and we're going to get right into it. Why are people mad at Deion Sanders? Black people in particular, for him leaving the HBCU for a PWI. It seems like the answer would be obvious because Deion Sanders, of course, being a part of the African American community, people feel away. But why are they mad? Does anybody know why? Can anybody guess why they're mad? Let me tell you why. A lot of people are mad because they are saying that he didn't care about the culture. They're saying he didn't care about the culture. Cool Cat is absolutely right. Identity politics. Identity politics. A lot of people are mad because he didn't advance the culture or he didn't care about advancing the culture. In other words, people are upset because they feel like he used Jackson State University as a stepping stone, right? Now, keep in mind that until Deion Sanders got there, until Coach Prime got there, HBCUs did not have the notoriety that they do now, and I think they deserve a lot more notoriety than what they get. ESPN College Game Day, it was at JSU this year, and if I'm not mistaken, that's only like the second time in history that ESPN College Game Day has gone to Jackson State University. So they're saying, shout out to my big brother, the lead attorney. There he is. Big shout out to the lead attorney. Thank you so much for dropping in on us, sir. So they said that they feel like Deion was using the HBCU as a stepping stone, right? Now, I want to ask the question, isn't that what most of us do? If you're trying to get a job somewhere, you don't start off at, the very top. Lee to tell you, when he first got out of law school, he didn't start making the amount of money at year 1 that he was making at year 20, right? He had to start at the bottom. I believe he calls them any case that walks through the door, right? Any case that walks through the door, year one, you got to take it, right? Because you're trying to get some experience. You're trying to get your foot in the door or whatever, right? Now, you don't always, right? He was a grunt when he first started. So you have to do something to prove yourself to work your way up. Any of you that's in the chat right now, if you have a job, if you've ever gotten a promotion, you didn't start at the promotion. You had to start from the bottom to get your foot in the door. I had to do the same thing. I didn't get into the military being an NCO. I had to work my way up. Started off as a private E1, and I worked my way up, right? So that's how it is with coaching college football too, right? Now, I want to ask the question. A lot of people are talking about him not advancing the culture, right? Or not wanting to advance the culture. Do we really care about advancing the culture ourselves? Do we really care about it? And what do I mean by that? What do I mean by that? If you really care about advancing the culture, when was the last time that you donated to an HBCU? Don't worry, I'll wait. When was the last time you donated to an HBCU? How much have you volunteered at an HBCU? Right? How many games besides football have you supported? Have you sponsored any kids to get through college at an HBCU? If you have done none of that, I would suggest, and I would strongly suggest, that you don't care about advancing the culture either. Right? Now, you don't have to have gone to an HBCU in order to support one. I didn't go to an HBCU, but I've supported them in a lot of ways, right? I volunteered, I donated, I sponsored some people, right? If you care about advancing the culture so much, when was the last time that you stayed for a game past the halftime show? Because let's just admit, if we all be honest, a lot of people that's talking trash right now don't care anything about the football program, don't care anything about the living conditions in the dorms. All they just want to see the band. A lot of them just want to see the band, and after halftime, they're gone, right? So do we really care about advancing the culture while we're talking so much about Deion Sanders and what he should do or what he didn't do, right? Now, what's another reason why they say they're mad? Anybody know the reason? What's another reason they said that he's mad? A lot of people said that he's only in it.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar.
A lot of people say he's only in it for the money. Now, let's look at it like this. Any job that you do, don't you want to get paid for it? I mean, I would imagine if you do it, if you're doing the job, you would you want to get paid for it, right? Nobody wants to do a job for free. Why is it that people think that he should have stayed for less money when another job was offering him so much more money? And another thing too, check this out. How many of you would have stayed if somebody else was offering you $5 million a year? If I'm not mistaken, the salary that Coach Prime was taking, it was let me see, around 300K, right? Around 300K. 300K versus 5 million. How many of you can honestly say that you would have turned that job down? If you would have turned that job down, that much money, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you would have turned that job down. I don't think I'm seeing anybody, right? A lot of people are mad because they say he's only doing it for the money. And I would suggest that that's why anybody is doing a job is for the money, right? Now, aren't most people in the job like that for money? Isn't that the goal? Don't we, believe it or not, whether y'all want to accept it or not, we live in a capitalistic society, right? We live in a capitalistic society. So, I mean, everybody's trying to get to the next level. Nobody wants to struggle, right? Now, y'all know he's a coach, right? He coached at, he was a NFL. He played in the NFL. He played MLB too, right? He did all of that. Now he's coaching. But we know his job is to coach. But what is he really getting paid to do? Can anybody guess? Does anybody want to know what's really his job? His job is to win.
Here comes the money.
He gets paid to win. And what did he do? He went to JSU and he won. He turned the program around. Now, here's what a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know that Deion Sanders donated a lot of his salary to better the facilities at JSU. Mm-hmm. Yep, sure did. He donated a lot of his salary. Something else that a lot of people wouldn't do. He donated a lot of his salary in order to upgrade the facilities, right? So, Coach Prime said on Instagram, and we're going to get to it in a little bit. He said that either you get elevated or you get terminated. Either you get elevated or you get terminated. Oh, thank you, Lead. I appreciate that, man. I'll turn it down. Well, what does Lead say? I would turn down Lauren London before I turn down that job. Facts. I'm with you when I'm with you, Lead. I'm with you when I'm with you. So, either you get elevated or terminated. Why is it that it seems like, I'm not saying this everybody, but it seems like that we're the only group of people that want people to stay where they are and get complacent? Why? Why is it that in our sector of people, why is it that our people only look at it as a negative when somebody elevates and goes higher? Either you get elevated or you get terminated. And he wants to elevate, which should be what a lot of us want to do. A lot of us should want to elevate, especially as men. Why? Because these ladies out here, they say that they want a high value man and they want a man with, oh, my bad, fishing spot I got. They want a man with ambition. They want a man with ambition, something that's going somewhere. Whether they want to admit it or not, a lot of these ladies will not be with the man that's making a certain amount of money, and then that's all that he's going to be making. Trust me, believe me, I asked them. And not all, but most ladies that say that that's not true, you know what I would tell them?
Stop the cap.
Stop the cap, because that's exactly what they're doing. Capping. That's exactly what they're doing. Capping.
Stop the cap. Bruh.
So, either you get elevated or terminated. How do we know? How do we know that? How many coaches has Auburn had in the last decade? What about LSU? What about Texas? Tennessee? How many coaches have they had in the last decade? It's been a lot of them. Auburn had Malzahn, they had Tuberville, they had Chesit, they had Harsin, and now they got this guy. And I might be missing a few. And why aren't they there anymore? Because they did not win. They did not elevate the school. They did not elevate the football program. They did not elevate the university, so they had to go. Why is it that other groups of people understand this and we don't? Right? Especially talking to the men. We're judged on what we can produce. Right? The reason I see somebody ask what makes Colorado elevation. The reason it's an elevation is because Colorado is a bigger school than FCS, right? So that's even a bigger stage already. That's why it's an elevation. It's an elevation because it's more money. That's why it's an elevation. Because whether people want to admit it or not, people are ranked on the amount of money that they make, right? We should want him to push. We should want him to do better. We should be glad to see him do better. And we thank him for what he did at JSU, right? We thank you for what you did at JSU, but did anybody really expect him to stay forever? Let's just be honest. And just because he didn't stay longer than 3 years, did that mean that he wasn't genuine in the lives that he changed? In the young men that he showed how to be a man? Right? Now let me keep going. How many coaches has Alabama had in the last decade? I'll wait. How many coaches has the University of Alabama had in the last decade? Can anybody think of somebody? Does anybody know? Anybody? Roll Tide in case y'all didn't get it, right? One. His name is Nick Saban. A decade plus that he's been at the University of Alabama, right? It's only been one. Why? Because he wins. Nick Saban wins, and that's what the universities want the coaches to do. Win. Right? Now, here's an interesting fact, and we're going to get to this in a minute too. Y'all, I got a lot of clips I want to show y'all. And I'm going to drop the link in a little bit too. So, let me ask y'all something. Why didn't JSU raise some money to give him a better salary? Why didn't all of the people that's complaining about him leaving, why didn't they donate something to keep him there? Why? That's a good question, isn't it? Because watch this. Colorado's athletic director admitted on TV that they didn't have the money to pay Deion.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar. Did y'all hear what I just said? Colorado's athletic director got on TV and admitted that they didn't have the money to pay Prime $5 million a year. But you know what he said? You know what he said after that? He said, we'll raise the money.
Here comes the money. Money, money,
Dollar. They said they would raise the money. You know what else he said? He said, we got boosters. We got alumni that's going to raise the money to pay Prime. Okay? Why didn't alumni and boosters step up and say, you know what? We're going to pay our brother what he's worth. We're going to raise the money. Even if we don't have it, we're going to raise the money. And we're going to pay our brother to keep him at a HBCU. That's what it's about. And don't even cap, because a lot of y'all, all of y'all, not a lot, all of y'all, including me, would probably leave your job right now at the drop of a hat for $5 more an hour. And if you say that you wouldn't leave your current job now for $5 more an hour,
Stop the cap.
yeah, that's what I would say to you. That's exactly what I would say to you. What are y'all saying down in the comments? Cool Cat says mediocrities are super to understand. I suspect that criticism on the subject comes from sour grapes. Hey, I feel you, man. I feel you. I feel you. Faith Lewis says he got the money, just trying to raise some more. Hey, could be. They might, because they want to keep Prime, right? Look, Fisher Spot said I wouldn't even call in to quit. No call, no shirt, and it.
Here comes the money. Money, money,
We out. $5 more an hour.
money.
Gone. Now, what's another reason why they're mad? Another reason why they're mad is because a lot of people are saying, well, what about the top players that he recruited? What about the top players that he recruited? I got one word for y'all. Well, I'm sorry. I got two words for y'all. Transfer portal. Transfer portal. And look, he's already taking his son with him. He's already taking Shador with him. 6 players from Alabama entered into the transfer portal in the last several days, right? Like with this transfer portal, it's too easy to transfer. But here's the thing that you got to think about, one thing, it may not work for everybody. It may not work for everybody. Why? Because everybody is not a 5-star recruit. Whether we like it or not, it's about rankings. Right? It's about rankings. It is. It's got a lot of crime there. Y'all, Jackson State is right in the middle of the hood. In case y'all haven't noticed, in case y'all don't know, Jackson State is right in the middle of the hood. So anybody down there, I promise you, I wouldn't want to get caught slipping. All right. So yeah, absolutely. So the transfer portal, right? And if you're a top player, it might work for you, right? And Coach Prime has some high standards. Now, the top players are going to leave. This This is more. They're talking about the players, right? Now they're upset because a lot of people are upset because a lot of top players are going to leave. And since Coach Prime is leaving and a lot of top players are leaving, then the attention might leave. But what's more important than that? The money might leave.
Here comes the money.
The money might leave. Right? Yeah, Jay Turner, you kind of got a point. With the exception of a few. Jay Turner, you got a point. When you're right, you're right. I'm with you when I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? But and I'm gonna get to this in a minute. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. But a lot of people are upset and mad at Prime for leaving because the money might leave. Listen, I heard out of somebody's mouth today that is an alumni of Jackson State University and also works on the staff there. He said that the football program at JSU just this year alone brought in $30 million worth of revenue, right? Over $30 million worth of revenue. But when the local government wanted the local businesses that came up off of this, when the local government wanted these businesses to reinvest in the university and reinvest in the community, guess what? They didn't do it. They wouldn't do it. And that's what the problem is. Why is it that our group of people are the only ones who won't reinvest the dollar back in our community? We're not going to do it. Colorado's athletic director already said we ain't got the money, but we're going to raise it. Oh, these people around here, they're going to donate. They're going to donate. These local businesses around here, they're going to reinvest in the Colorado football program now. Right? Exactly. He's going to make Colorado rich if they ain't already.
Here comes the money.
Dollar, dollar.
Shout out to B. Slaughter, the commissioner. They ought to be celebrating him for being the first black HBCU head coach to get a Power 5 head coaching job. Facts. Absolutely. Absolutely. Y'all do me a favor, like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already as well. Now, you have to ask yourself a very important question. Watch this. Why were those top players not coming to HBCUs before Prime got there? Why weren't those players going there before Prime got there? Why didn't the attention come before Prime got there? Why didn't the notoriety come before Prime got there? Why didn't the money come?
Here comes the money.
Dollar, dollar.
Why didn't the money come before Prime got there? A lot of it just had to do with Prime. TV exposure. Because let's be honest. If you get playing time on a national stage at a Power 5 school, your chances of going going to the NFL are higher, right? Way higher. Yo, I need to if I could get my mods to help me keep out in the chat for the trolls, right? I don't mind if people disagree, but yeah, we're not gonna do no stupid stuff over here in the chat. All right. Exactly. Prime brought blah, blah, blah. Prime brought ESPN to a HBCU. We talked about that earlier, right? That was only the second time in HBCU history that ESPN College Game Day came to a HBCU. Only time. Excuse me, y'all. Shout out to the Fishing Spot reviewer. He says Prime is the college football version of Big Baller Brand, and people be salty about it. Hey, absolutely. Absolutely. You know? Why is it? The companies and the media that supported Prime are also gone. So let me ask you the question. Why is it that he had to bring it there and we don't already have it for ourselves? Why don't we invest back the way that other people invest back? Right? Where was all of that before Prime got there? Nobody can answer it. So now, here's something else to think about. And we're going to get into a few clips here in a minute. What is something else to think about? What about Deion and his family? What about Deion and his family? What about what's best for him? Right? We already want him to stay to do a job for less money. What about them? We talked about a few minutes ago that JSU is in the middle of the hood. It is a well-known fact that Prime had his car broken into multiple times. Not just one time, multiple times. His son, his car was broken into multiple times. Multiple times their cars were broken into. If your car kept getting broken into, wouldn't you move eventually or not park your car there no more? And if you can't park your car where you live, something wrong. Right? If my wife learned that I was now making $5 million, she would move to Saturn for me. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Their cars were broken into many times. Now, what can we learn from all of this? What can we learn from all of this as men, right? Y'all, folk are going to talk about you when you're doing good, and folk going to talk about you when you're doing bad. Right? So all you can do is put your head down and keep on trucking. Get your value. Because your value as a man has to be earned. Right? And you have to be of value and of use to somebody. Right? Shout out to the Fishing Spot reviewer, one of my day ones. Everybody, please like the stream if you have not already. Let me see where we at. Let me see if I can find out. Oh, we got several likes. Okay. We got 394 and we got 394 people watching. All right, excellent. Thank y'all so much. Hey, and then shout out to Faith Lewis. His office was broken into too. What do y'all expect that man to do? His office was broken into, his car was broken into several times. Y'all, we got to stop with this crabs in the barrel mentality. And that's why it's a big discussion about, black people getting, uh, coming up or getting educated and making more money and then leaving the hood. If it's crime there, and I'm not saying this is everywhere, but if it's crime there, why would you want to stay there? If it's crime there, I don't want to be there. And why do we want people to stay somewhere where it's crime? I've never understood that. Never understood it at all. Shout out to Jay Turner. He says Prime is a billboard. If you got a product, when you want to put it on Prime or Joe Blow, the companies came for the advertising. I scratch your back, you scratch mine, that type of thing, right? I don't understand. So, y'all, I am going to drop the link. If anybody wants to come up and share their thoughts, they are more than glad to, right? If you all want to come up and share your thoughts, you may do so. All I ask is to please keep it respectful. And if you come up, please keep it clean and please keep it, semi-clean or whatever. Shout out to the beautiful Gabrielle White Caudle. It's sad Deion Sanders was not better protected and respected by the community. Facts. Prime was footing the bill for the team on road trips.
Here comes the money. Money, money,
Dollar. Is that why people are really mad? Because now he won't pay for the road trips. Now somebody else gotta pay for the.
Stop the cap.
If that's true, I don't blame him. Facts, fishing spot. Facts, we'll do it, man. Hit my email, man. My email is in the description. But yeah, I would be going too. I would absolutely be going too. Now, I dropped the link. I'm gonna drop it again. I'm gonna drop the link again. If anybody wants to come up and share their thoughts and get in on the conversation, you are welcome to do so. Now, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna go over to IG and we're gonna play some clips from from some of the controversy that's been going on, and a lot of it is from Deion Sanders, actually. Right? We're gonna get into it. Shout out to Gabrielle White for the $5 super chat.
Here comes the money. Money, money,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Dollar. And anybody else, if y'all are getting value out of the video, share the video and hit that super chat as well. Now, I am going to share my screen because we are going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. First clip I want to bring up is a clip of Shannon Sharp talking about the situation. That's the first thing we're going to look at. I'm going to bring this up here and make sure y'all are able to hear. And then y'all let me know if y'all can. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear this. All right, we're gonna listen. Here we go.
Now, even if I had the grade, Skip, and I know what I know now, I would still go to Savannah State.
Yeah.
Because of the relationships that I have. One of my longest friends, Bucket McCormick, I met at Savannah State.
Y'all put a 1 down in the chat if y'all can hear.
Class of '86, me, Squirrel, Roughhouse, Big Daddy, Dane, Skip. I can't get that nowhere else.
No.
So I'm glad I made that decision.
Sure you are.
But an HBCU wasn't my first choice, people.
Okay.
But my community, we got to stop feeling that somebody owes you something.
No, I got it.
He gave you 3 great years. He didn't promise you going to be there like Coach Rob for 50 years or Coach W.C. Gordon at Jackson State. Be excited for us. He's one of us.
That's good.
Be excited for him. Knowing what I know now, even if I had the grade, Skip, and I know what I know now, I would still go to Savannah State.
Yeah.
Because of the relationships that I have. All
right, now what is Shannon Sharp saying? He's glad for the relationships that he built. Absolutely. And I totally get it. I understand that 100%. Who wouldn't? But what did he say? The HBCU just wasn't his first choice. Now, this may sting a little bit. I respect HBCUs, and I'm glad, and I'm so glad that we still have them. I didn't go to an HBCU, right? But if everybody was to be honest, I mean, Shannon Sharp was honest, and he said the HBCU wasn't his first choice. Y'all, in a lot of cases, a HBCU is not a lot of people's first choice, right? Now, let's see what else we got. If y'all can't see this, it says, them folks in Mississippi mad at Deion Sanders for leaving Jackson State more than they're mad at Brett Favre for stealing money from the state of Mississippi. Facts. Y'all, I promise. Lee told me earlier my horn was a little too loud. I promise you I'm going to figure out how to turn it down. Right? Y'all see that? Shout out to B. Slaughter, the commissioner. He says Thomas Hudson offered Prime $1 million to try to get Prime to stay at the last minute. He could have gave Prime that the second year after the bowl appearance. Facts. But he didn't do it. Why? I got another one.
I got it. Rick, how did you?
So y'all remember earlier when I was talking about the athletic director who admitted that he admitted that they didn't have the money to pay Prime? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember when we were talking about that? Let's check it out.
Fast track the transfer rule changes, and how did you come up with enough money to get this guy?
Well, look, we don't have the money yet, but I know we'll have it. So I'm not worried about that piece. The support that we got from our regents, our presidents and chancellors to be able to pay him what we think we needed to pay him and his assistants to get him the kind of staff he needs. But, I've said this before, that this is the time for us to put all the chips in the center, and it's time for us to back up.
Rick, how did you?
Y'all heard it. Y'all heard what he said. We don't have the money just yet, but I know we'll have it. We can't say the same thing at Jackson State. We can't say the same thing. Why? There's a couple of reasons why. It is a couple of reasons why. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Roland Martin spoke on it, right? He's been tweeting about it. Let me see if I can find something. Roland Martin, somebody else that's that's deep in the community. Let's see what Roland has to say. Roland Martin. He says there are 25 days left in the month. If you care about HBCUs or other Black institutions, make a tax deductible donation. I've heard what we can't do, but I know what we can do. But $10 from 10,000 people is $100,000. Don't think that $10 doesn't matter to a school or group. So this is the challenge that I want to put to everybody that's talking trash about it. Oh, the money, the money, the money. Donate some money to a HBCU. Donate some time to a HBCU. Sponsor somebody at a HBCU, and you help advance the culture. Because the problem is that too many of us want one person to do all of the work when it takes all of us to make a difference. I'm talking better than what y'all said in the comments. I know I am. But is Roland right? I think he is. Donate something before the year is out. You know? Help somebody out. What else does he say? He says, for everyone telling me that small donations to HBCUs or Black organizations won't make a difference is not telling the truth. He's speaking from experience here. Roland Martin Unfiltered was built on $1, $5, $10, and $25 and $50 donations. As MLK said, we are collectively one of the world's largest economies. Facts.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money,
Dollar, dollar. I'm with it, man. Shout out to you, William Payne. Now, I'm going to drop the link again. If anybody wants to come up and shout out your channel, if there are any YouTubers in the building, I'll give you a chance to come up and shout out your channel. But y'all see it. He's talking from experience. No donation is a small donation. See, the problem is that a lot of people think that if they're not given $1,000, if they're not given $500 a pop, $10,000 a pop, $5,000 a pop, that it's not going to do anything. It's not going to matter. But like you said, if 10,000 people got together and gave $10, that's $100,000 that could go to an organization, that could go to an HBCU, right? Shout out to B Slaughter. He says they got JSU alums ain't never donated on the regular. Facts. Just like I was saying earlier, $30 million in revenue Jackson, Mississippi has brought in just this year alone. Right? But when the local government asked the local businesses to invest back in the city and to invest back in the university, you know what they said? No. They straight up said no. And I heard this straight out of the mouth of somebody that's that's an alumni of JSU and on the board of JSU and on the local government there. They asked $30 million, right? They asked the local businesses to donate some of that back into the economy, donate some of that back into the football team, donate some of that back, reinvest it back into the university. They didn't do it.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar.
But yet people want to be mad at Prime. Shout out to Gabrielle White, Caudle. She says, everyone complaining about Prime's decision. I'd love to see their proof of support to HBCUs. People love to hold others to a different standard. Absolutely, Gabrielle. Faith Lewis says JSU alumni can donate small money all by themselves and raise the money. And, you know, shout out to Jay Turner. And I feel you. Everybody doesn't have to do it, but somebody has to. It's got to come from somewhere. When shout out to the Fish and Spot Reviewer. He's got to leave us, y'all. Thank you so much for joining this Fish and Spot Reviewer. It's been so nice having you. You always here with us and you always show us support, man. Thank you for joining us, and we will be back another time, and we hope you can join us then. Y'all hit the like button if you haven't done it already, right? A lot of people aren't doing that, but did you hear the confidence in the clip that I played a moment ago, right?
I got it.
Rick, how did you fast track the transfer rule changes, and how did you come up with enough money to give this guy?
Well, look, we don't have the money yet, but I know we'll have it. So I'm not worried about that piece. The support that we got from our regents, our presidents and chancellors to be able to pay him what we think we needed to pay him and his assistants to get him the kind of staff he needs. But, I've said this before, that this is the time for us to put all the chips in the center, and it's time for us to back up.
Rick, how did you fast?
Time for them to put all the chips in the center. And then another thing too, it doesn't take everybody. It's enough alumni, enough handful of alumni that's successful that went to HBCUs. I know it for a fact, that they could raise the money to pay them. Like somebody said in the comments earlier, they offered him $1 million, right at the last minute. That means they probably already had it to offer him, but didn't want to. They thought he was going to be. They thought he was going to keep paying the road trips for the football team, right? They thought he was going to keep footing the bill for it. Now, let's hear what Coach Prime has to say right out of the horse's mouth. Let's hear what he has to say, because he addressed the team. Let's hear what he had to say.
I know y'all been hearing the rumors and everything that's been transpiring around about my whereabouts and what I'm going to do. And I like for y'all to hear it from me and not from anyone else. It is what it is. Either in coaching, you get elevated or you get terminated. Ain't no other way. You either elevated or terminated. And it ain't no graveyard for coaches where they die at the place. It don't work like that. They either gonna run you off or you gonna walk off upon your own recognizance. I've chosen to accept the job elsewhere next year. I'm gonna finish what we started. We're gonna dominate. I'm gonna be here to that end and that conclusion. And then when that conclusion, we will move on. Now, what I don't want you to do is thinking something is better on the other side in regards to some of you. I would like to have the opportunity to meet with some of you so you don't go and jump in the portal and you die in the portal. I don't want that to happen because some of y'all thinking it's simplistic like that, and it's not. That portal will be loaded on, is it Monday, fella? Yeah. Monday. Portal opens, be loaded, and they're gonna call and they're gonna ask, because that's what we've done for some of y'all when we were trying to acquire y'all. We called and we asked your coaches, and when we knew what kind of character, what is it, and I don't want you thinking since you have the Jackson State awards on you that people are just gonna flock to you and they're gonna lace you like that. This is one of the best universities, I believe, certainly in FCS. That you could have an opportunity to play as because of all the bells and whistles and these particular things that we brought here. And I'm trying my best with this wonderful gentleman to help choose this next guy for you. My recommendation goes to TC. They know how I feel about TC. I want TC, and several of the staff members are going to be retained here, but that's mine. I would love for someone in-house because I don't really know how y'all would act with somebody outside the house coming in to really not understanding how we function, how we get down. So that's my recommendation. So just clap it up to TC. That's how it goes down. But that's not his sole decision. So don't put it on him. He has a hierarchy that he must go through for that to happen, right? AD, I would not be here if it weren't for this man. With all, you have no idea the trials and tribulations that we stood back to back and worked out for some of the things that you don't even know about, some of the things that y'all have no idea about. And I'm not tired of fighting whatsoever, but if I heard God's voice on coming, don't second guess of my hearing ability. I know God, and I know when he shifts, and I know when he moves, and I know how he gets down with me. I always questioned things when I was a player. How can you be so dominant and have to play for 5 football teams? That don't make sense to me. I ask God that often, but then I had to understand when he's taking you from faith to faith, from glory to glory, and allowing you to provoke change in different places. That's why he would allow me to play for 5 darn football teams and 4 baseball teams, because it doesn't supposed to happen like that. But I understand the calling that he has on my life. And I feel like I got to do something about it. It's been 4 or more African-American head coaches at the next level that has been terminated. I haven't heard not one other than a candidate like myself to replace them. So to me, that's a problem that many don't think about, but that's a problem. If someone don't step up and step out and hold it down for us, there's a problem. And many of the detractors, I guess they don't understand college football consists of 70% African-American. I don't care where you're at. It just happens to be more at a HBCU. But it's not like I'm not gonna speak into the lives of young African-American men and women alike, because my challenge is still to provoke change no matter where I am. And I'm gonna be me. I'm 55 and I don't plan on changing no time soon. God made me like this, and I think God is pleased with what he's created. This is probably the toughest moment for me ever, because it involves y'all. If it didn't involve y'all, I'm out. But when I talked about his story and understand some of y'all's stories that I've come to know, and just seeing the progression and seeing what 11 did I did today, and just seeing what some of you guys have climbed to, is unbelievable. And that's the thing that got me. That's the thing holding me hostage is y'all faces. And not only y'all, but the equipment team. I'm gonna let you make it today, baby girl. I'm gonna let you make it. The equipment team, the training staff, the media staff, the photography staff, the GAs, the CUJ, everybody included. The documentary team as well. This ain't easy. And it's not about a bag. I've been making money a long time and I ain't nowhere near broke. So it's not about a bag, but it is about an opportunity. So I always felt like if you dominate your opportunity and you treat people right, the bag is gonna always come. I never chased a bag. A bag has always chased me because I've always tried to make the right decisions and do the right thing regarding people, regarding decisions, regarding.
So y'all heard it straight from his mouth. He said for him it ain't about a bag. Right? He said it's not about a bag. He said he ain't chasing a bag. The bag is always chasing him.
Here comes the money.
Yo, shout out to Deion Sanders, man. Yo, I dropped the link. Opportunity. Shout out to William Wayne. I guess nobody wanted to come up. So, y'all, we are a little past our time, but a good show. A good show, I think, for tonight. I thank y'all for joining me. Thank y'all for putting your comments down below in the comments section. And listen, hit that like button on your way out. If you don't mind, please. If you got any value out of the video, please share the video with somebody. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I promise you, you will not regret it. Y'all, we are out of here until next time. It's your boy JD, aka Mr. December. And I don't care where you are. I don't care what time zone you in. I don't care what part of the world you in, what area code you are in. It's always summertime and NY, y'all. We out. Peace.
This is too smooth. I honestly didn't even really want to say anything on this, but that's what the people want. That's what I came here for. So we're gonna get into it. I like my coffee black, wife too. Don't turn this into no controversy. It's my boo. I can make $250,000 off a haiku, and I can make another quarter off at times two. If it's money on the table, I'll be on it like Bobby or Epic. You peep the aesthetic, it's hard to forget it. I hear you talking, but you're hardly right. I'm the voice of your prototype. Summertime and NY. Yeah. Summertime and NY. It's too cool. Get the drop tops out. Summertime and NY. It fits right. Bottles over here. Summertime and NY. Summertime and NY. I'm talking 6 a.m. tea times. 18 with the mayor talking land banks. I waited for it, gotta get mine. Snack a seat up at the table if my man came. Heading to a meeting, we're familiar with no briefcase. Just my mind in a free state. I got a plan through a vision, but it takes time. I'ma make mine. Summertime and NY. Yeah. Summertime and NY. Yeah. You know the drill by now. Summertime and NY. Get everything together, get the squad together, get the gang together. Summertime and NY. Summertime and NY. Started in the back office, now I run the front. Call the shots, make the deals, know the deal, know what's up. Too much for the books, then I put it in a tuck. Too much for the tuck, then I give it to my love. Once I make $1 million, man, $1 million won't be enough. Watch me fake the struggle while I get it off the hush. Now it's jet blue miles, Rolex dials, frowns turn to smiles. Summertime and NY. Now as it comes to an end. Summertime. Summertime and then wild, and the falls upon us. I want you to bring that energy. Summertime and then wild, and run that thing back. Yeah, until next year. Summertime.